Alrighty, I think I'm live. And I think I forgot to bring my stand for the tractor. So this might be interesting. So hopefully gets on there. Somebody gets on here pretty soon so what they can tell me as long as everything's working here. We'll find out. Just out here bumping along. Got the planter on right now. Sorry, the windows are a little bit dirty. Just putting a little bit of corn in the ground. All my monitors I've got to look at. Just crawled in the tractor. So oh, thank you very much, Dale. See, Dale's in here. Like I said, I forgot my dang clamp, so this might be interesting. Oh, shut up. And if you guys are wondering what that annoying sound is, that is that thing right there. It is awfully noisy when I pick it up, pick the planter up. I'll go through everything here pretty soon, show you the guys the setup on here. Thank you for joining, Dale. Even if it's just for a little bit, I appreciate it. And just like that, we're back down the road, turned around, and we're doing it again. So, anyway, okay, well, we got two in here now. So I'll do a rundown what I got going on in here. This is my mapping right there. That shows me where I've planted and where I haven't so far. And that's also my auto steer right there. A little icon right down there at the bottom shows me that the steering is engaged. It is hooked to the satellites. We are rolling. And this little guy right here tells me what my hydraulics are doing, what's on, what's off, what percentage they're running at for my hydraulic drive on the planter, and also the vacuum that holds the seeds to the plate on there. And then we've got this old girl, the old brown box, the one that likes to talk a lot. And let me see if I can steady that up. Shows me my population, how many seeds I'm putting down per acre. And then I've got it on a random scan on rows with the little sensors. Shows if I'm high or low on there. A lot going on there. How does it know where I have planted? Little icon right there, a little triangle with the green box. I've got the mapping turned on right now. And that maps where I've put the machine down in the ground. Hey, Chris. Thanks for showing up, buddy. But yeah, I will give you guys a quick tour of what's going on in the back. Oh, whoops. Yeah, and if you accidentally bump the steering wheel with your leg when you spin around, it will disengage the auto steer. So you gotta be careful. Whoops. Got an 8-row, 30-inch planter, John Deere 7000 series bar. Sorry, the windows are getting awfully dirty. I probably should have cleaned them before I climbed up in the cab. But yeah, and out there on the left and out there on the right, that is my starter fertilizer. Gives the seed a little bit of nutrient to howdy, Chris. Yeah, so that's what I got going on right now. And of course, I forgot my clamp, so I can't set you guys up here and go hands-free. So I got to kind of keep an eye on everything, and one hand's on the controls. And yeah, about ready to turn around here. Got to slow down on my headland, turn off the fertilizer, and pick up the machine. Yeah, that's that noisy son of a... That thing about driving nuts at the end of the day. Then we got to get over here. And I got kind of screwy on my rows. Kind of screwed up a little bit. Damn it. Okay, gonna have to turn. Gonna have to do a little bit of backing up, get straight with my rows here. I have no idea what I just pressed. This referral stream, I haven't streamed for so long. I've got this stupid share your referral link. And yeah, I have no idea what the hell that is. Okay, just like that. She's back down in the ground. We turned around and we were planting again. I'm actually getting to the short rows now, getting shorter anyway. How do I get rid of that damn thing? Is it 100% accurate as far as seeding? Pretty damn close. This is a little bit older system. It's not brand new tech as far as the planter goes. The mapping and the auto steer, because obviously I'm hands free. Look, Mom, no hands. The auto steer is very, very accurate. It's called, when you buy a subscription, you can get inch, sub-inch, which means the better subscription you get, or through the satellite system, the straighter it keeps the tractor. Obviously, more money, the more accuracy you get out of it. But yeah, it is very accurate. Just to let you know, the guy that actually picks our corn, we have a custom harvester that comes in now and picks our corn. He has a 12-row head. And this is an 8-row planter. So when he comes in with his 12-row planter, it actually is accurate enough that he doesn't have to wiggle. It's just like I went out there with a 12-row planter. And that's how accurate it is. So you can run a 12-row head on an 8-row planter. So it keeps it very accurate. So it's very interesting. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about how things work on this and everything, this is a Massey 7624 with the Dyna VT infinitely variable transmission. The planter is a 7000 series toolbar with Maxi Merge Plus row units back there. Sorry, I apologize for the dirty windows. It's been a long day, fellas. I started it at about 6 o'clock this morning. Actually, I just crawled into the tractor here about 20 minutes ago. And we had to feed some cows first, and then we had to move a bunch of cows around, and we worked our big herd
of 65, the big half, the older calves today, and they are now out to pasture. So that did a lot of cattle work today and some this afternoon, and had to do some sorting, and yeah, just a lot of cattle work today. And then I had to grind hay and work on some stuff, and then I just came and relieved my dad out of the tractor. He had a long enough day. I should be spraying right now to finish up my corn, but my dad's 70, so I decided to come relieve him a little early tonight instead of making him go till 8. So, okay, I got to turn around here, fellas. Yeah. That thing always lets me know when something goes wrong, for sure. And it's hard to ignore. It's a damn thing. Let's go in order of technology. Old, newer, newest. Okay. And I hit that little floor button down on the floor. And away we go. The auto steer is set. And it's just basically hands-free. Would this damn thing go away? I wish I knew how to get this share your referral link to go away. I'm going to try some buttons here, fellas. Hold on a second. No, just go away. Okay. All right. Well, I can't get it to go away. I had no idea. How advanced planning is now. Amazing. Yeah, it's neat. It's definitely come a long ways, because before, what a guy would do before auto steer, he'd use, am I even on the right one? Yep. He'd use that little arm that's going out. Whee! Boink. It would make a mark in the ground, and as long as you stayed straight, like this, all you had to do is follow your mark that it's making out there with a little disc blade, and you can keep your rows straight. But we only use those on turn rows now. Hey, garage guy. Thanks for popping in. Like I said, I forgot my clamp. Normally I'd have it set up here going out like that, and then I'd be able to take it on and off. So I apologize if things are a little bit bouncy. And yeah, I forgot I was live, and I'm not touching it, but I've got my companion along with me right there. I never go anywhere without that thing now. Hey, G23. Thanks for popping in. Yep, just doing patting a tractor things, putting corn in the ground right now. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll make it to Hillbillies or not. I'm probably going to be pretty damn shot. Like I said, I just started the day I was up at 5, and then I was getting around about 5:30. So it's going to be a long day by the time that sun goes down and I quit planting. So I probably got at least another hour in the tractor. So I don't know how long I'll do this live. It's too flat. I wish I could get this stupid referral link to go away. But, yep, I hadn't done a patent a tractor episode all this winter or even this spring yet. So I figured, well, hell, why not? It's too flat out there. Yeah, but you know what? For those guys that have got great big hills to plant around and everything, that sucks. I had some ground like that once, and yeah, it's not fun. I'd rather plant on the flat ground, but that's just me. Makes it a lot easier. And there goes Mr. Brown Box squawking away. Brown box of death, that's what I call it. You want to kill it after a while. Yeah, and we have hills. I've got hilly stuff, but it ain't no mountain hills as far as that goes. Okay, if I set this up right, I need to swing into it, and that will tell you. Oh, it's swung in there right. Come on, baby. And put her in the ground. Oh, hey, Dalton. I don't think I've ever seen you before. But yeah, there's a little button right here. That's the headland. That is connected to all those. See the icons clear up at the top? Yeah, I'm in Nebraska. But anyway, this little button, that's the headland, that little black one clear off to the left. That is connected to the icons on the computer. Right there. And right now, if I press the button, it'd go to SV1. SV1 is the slow down. The next one is fertilizer pump off. The next one is 3-point hitch up, which is connected to the planter right there. And then the one after that, put the 3-point back down, turn on the fertilizer pump, and then the next icon should be the speed up on the tractor. VRS1 is, don't know who that, gosh dang it. Does anybody know how to get rid of this share your referral link icon? Because it's blocking like half of the stuff there, and it sucks. Hello, VR1. Isentel. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't. Hey, kiddo, you. Damn referral link right in the middle of the road. I can't read it. I've got this stupid share your referral link right in the middle of the damn road. Oh yeah, and then the next screen you gotta is the one on the dash. Fuel, water temp, oil temp, speed, engine RPM, low speed, high speed when I turn around. Oh, 69J Gasman says hi. Oh, hey! I know who that is. Okay. Yep. Howdy, howdy. Yep, I know exactly who that is. I won't say your name. I don't know if you want me to say your name or not, but it's a guy I raced with for a long time. Oh, okay. G23 says he doesn't use StreamYard anymore. Okay. Hey, Dwayne. But yeah, 60. Scroll back up through there. VR1. We drank a lot of beer, worked on a lot of race cars, and split some wood together. So, okay, I got to turn around. I just press that button, slow down, pump off, 3-point up, planter's out of the ground. Okay, then I'm down at these, I'm getting down to the short rows, and it's not as straight. I'm right in the middle of a curve, so I got to back up, turn the tractor a little bit, and I got to get lined up with my line here on the mapping. I don't know if you guys can see it all that great. Hit the auto steer button, and if you do it soon enough, the tractor will straighten itself out. And put it down. Starts fertilizer pump. And go to the set speed of high. LOM8. What does a piece of equipment cost like that new? Which piece of equipment, Rich? Be a little bit more specific on that. The planter, the tractor, all this damn screens I got to look at. Yeah, that is the truth, brother. Sometimes I wish we were still drinking beer and working on race cars, but life and family gets in the road, and you know, guys got to do what a guy's got to do. Oh, all of it? Oh man. The tractor is a 2014. The planter itself has gone through several rebuilds before we got it. It's a 96, 97, but I've rebuilt it once, and I know it's been overhauled at least a time before that. But they still make all the parts, and it's still fairly accurate. 500,000? Yeah, if you were to buy this whole damn setup, tanks, electronics, auto steer, the mapping, the satellite subscription, planner, everything, yeah, probably closer to 4. I'm guessing if I just had to put a number on it now, if you bought everything used, right now, probably closer to 100, 150. But if you bought a tractor like this, 180 horse, with all this setup brand new, yeah, you're probably close. You're probably talking closer to $400,000 to $500,000. Yeah, you're right. Gee, you're not too far off. How many rows? 8 row. 8 row on 30 inches. 8 row narrow. Running back here, I'll swing around. I'll show you what's going on back here. 8 row narrow. Oh, getting close to the end. Better pay attention. So yeah, it's just a little planter. I'd really like to upgrade to a 12 row sometime. This planter does work really well. Most of you guys probably don't know this. Some of you guys do. I used to be in a previous life, seems like a lifetime ago already. I used to be a John Deere technician. And this is what I used to work on. I used to do a lot of planters, combines, tractors, some heavy equipment, some dirt working stuff, not a lot, but I would on occasion, like scrapers and bulldozers and stuff like that. Okay, hit the button, get lined up, put her in the ground, and take off just like that. Look, Mom, no hands. But yeah, yeah, I am in a tough business. But this farm's been in my family for, oh Lord, I think I'm fifth. Yeah, I'm fifth generation now. My family actually helped settle this county in Nebraska. So yeah, we've been here a while. And getting back to a question, how do I know if it's accurate? I don't know if you can really tell, but I put the marker down just to check, see where the nose of the tractor is at, see how straight it was. And the nose of the tractor right off the chrome tip is right on line. So I know it's straight. I'll do that every once in a while. I'll throw the marker down just to see, make sure that it's the satellite and everything's still working the way it should. Pat and Bunker, do you have a cooler full of hard seltzers on that tractor? Hell no! No! To hell with hard seltzer. The only way you could ever get me to drink one of those again is if it was for charity. Even then, I don't know. I don't like to puke anymore. I grew up playing with a Combine and a DC-9 and a couple different tractors. Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool. Congratulations. Oh, thank you, Rich. Yeah, and kind of the backstory. Going back, my brother came back and was farming with my dad, and he decided it wasn't for him. And when I was being a John Deere tech, I did that for 8 years, and then ran the. It was an independent shop, but we were primarily John Deere stuff. I got trained at a John Deere place, and then the guy dangled a pretty good sized carrot in front of my face, and I couldn't say no. And anyway, Joe decided he didn't want to farm anymore, and I was basically running the shop by myself, doing most of the stuff. And the guy I was working for, I won't name names or anything, but I was in the shop pretty much by myself, and he was really getting into farming more and more acres. And the amount of hours and everything I was working, I was like, well, to hell with this. If I'm going to work this many hours, I'm going to have something of my own. So want me to stop by with a 12-pack of bud just to tempt you? LOL. Anytime you want to. Yes, Dwayne, I am planting corn. Irrigated corn. I'm underneath the, well, not underneath of it, but I'm in the circle of our biggest pivot right at the moment. Yeah, brown box of death. And they made it so where you couldn't shut the noise off on this thing or even muffle it. So that's great. Oops, wrong line, wrong line, wrong line. Come on, get locked up. Okay, there we go. There you go, honey. Got to make sure I'm lined up and go. And just like that, we're going again. So let me scroll back here and make sure. Yeah, I could go. I could definitely have a couple beers right about now. It's been a long fucking day. But tis the season. This is our hammer down time for sure right now. And anyway, for you those who got in here a little bit late, I'll kind of run back through what everything does here. This is my auto steer and my mapping. This shows me where I've planted, where I haven't, and this controls the auto steer. You know, going back to look, ma, no hands kind of thing. And that's how you set your lines up, your A/B line, point to point. This little guy, hydraulics, tells you what's on, what the flow rate is, and everything. And that does the headland, the little button that, you know, I'm not having to throw a bunch of levers and stuff. But I can just press a button and I can do it all in sequence. This guy is actually for the planter. That tells you each row how many seeds it's putting down on an average. And yeah, that one controls the planter. You know, then obviously you got your dash, you know, your temp, fuel level, RPM, speed, all that, you know, that's for the tractor. So tractor, auto steering, mapping, engine and hydraulics, planter. So yeah, I've got 4 screens to look after. And then, you know, I'm running starter. It's 1034 A fertilizer. That's my starter fertilizer out there. I used to watch Postcards from Nebraska, and it was a very interesting show. Okay. But anyway, yeah, this is a 120 acre field out here that I'm under right now. I know you guys can't see, but the pivot's over there against the tree line right now. I got to move that in the morning so I can get underneath of it and plant it in the morning. This is our biggest, well, not our biggest irrigated field, but biggest irrigated cornfield right now that I'm planting. After this, all the irrigated corn will be in, and then we'll move on to soybeans underneath. I got 2 pivots that way. Everything's all in line. And we'll be doing irrigated beans and dryland beans, and then we will switch back over to dryland corn. So almost at the end of the row, on the turn row, we'll slow down, fertilizer pump goes off, and we pick the tractor up. Shut up. God, that thing's annoying. I'll just stick to going to the grocery store for my corn. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Get my row here engaged. That little chirp noise you hear is the auto steer engaging. That's the foot pedal right down there with my foot. Okay, planter in the ground. Pump back on, and we are cruising at 5.2 miles an hour. Little tell on my age. I used to list with a 2-row Lister T30 Fergie, 2-row. 2-row cultivator, plant all day, and still see where you started the day You were before. I'm an old fart. That's all right. Tell you what, after day, I'm gonna feel like an old fart. Jeez, it's been a long day. It's been a productive day, but oh, I'm sure you could not make it beep anymore for me, G23. But even that thing right now, they discontinued that, and you have to have it sent off somewhere special if it breaks. John Deere no longer supports that particular unit. That was a 90s controller. It still works good. I haven't had any problems with this one. I did have another one before, but yeah. No shooty. No. I still gotta have that. Hey, Ron Wayne, how we doing? Thanks for jumping in, brother. Even just to see what I'm doing for a little bit. What I'm doing is kind of boring, but I hadn't done a tractor live for quite a while, so I thought I'd just go ahead and do one. Just to let you know, I am planting corn, irrigated corn, right now. That's my rig out back. 8-row, 30-inch rows. Got my fertilizer tanks on. I might be out of fertilizer before I run out of seed. Oh boy, I may be stopping sooner than I thought. I thought I was going to run till dark, but I don't think that's going to happen. Does corn require a lot of water? Yes. It's probably the most thirsty of the crops that we plant. But corn is also a big yielding crop. So it needs a lot of water. That's why we put more seed down on the irrigated, because we can water it. On our dry land, we back it clear off just in case we have a dry year. Just to put it in perspective, I plant that noisy son of a. Just to put it in perspective, I am putting down 28,000 kernels per acre. So 28,000 kernels per acre. Per row. So, on irrigated. Now, if I'm on dry land, depending on how good the soil is, if it's sandier, I may only put down 18 to 19,000 kernels per acre, just because it doesn't hold water. And if I tried to put 28,000 kernels on a dry land field, half of that's it's going to burn up pretty quick, especially if we don't get any rain. So you got to space the seeds out more, and you've got to back off on the planting of the kernels. No, G23 you cannot. I thought that was really weird when I started working with these a long time ago. There is no setting in there to turn the noise off. That is specially designed so that way you can't turn it off. So that way, if you got a row, let's say you plug a row on there, because it's got seed sensors on every single row. If you turn that off and you're on the phone or something like I am right now, it lets you know. So that's why it squawks so much. How many acres? This field right here, just the irrigated alone, is 102. Now, obviously, we've got some dry land corners, and that makes up the rest of the 120. Some customers of mine are up to 24 rows equipped with. Yeah. Like I said, we're not very big farmers compared to other guys. We're just not. and that's fine. It's just me and my dad. And that's fine. I've got it between the cattle and the corn and the soybeans and the alfalfa and everything we've got. This is definitely more than enough to keep me busy. Along with, I've got 3 pivots out here. They're all in a row. One over there, one right there, and one further back towards the west into the sun. So some customers are up to 24 row equipment around here. Hate to flip the bill on that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to try to take care of a 24 row planter. Like I said, I've got more than enough to keep me busy, especially with the cattle. And that's what I was doing this morning and part of this afternoon. So, but question on the acres, going back to that one. The amount of acres I have in just crops themselves is a little over 600. That's corn, soybeans, and sometimes milo when we've got to do some rotations. And I do rotational. I rotate my crops in and out so we don't get rootworm and stuff built up real bad on corn ground and stuff. So, and go. And we're off again, just like that. Yeah, just the expense alone. I know when I overhauled this whole thing, I put True V discs on it, rebearinged it, put new gauge wheels and everything back there. Yeah, massive. And you know what? Once I get down here at the end, I'll actually do the walk around of the tractor and the planter and show you guys what exactly is going on here, and I'll kind of rattle off everything and what I rebuilt on the planter. Yeah, I'm already getting stiff and sore. I haven't been in here that damn long. Quick story, on Wednesday I got taken by a cow. And when I mean taken by a cow, she wanted to fight me. And she got me on the ground and rolled me around a little bit. So, yeah, that's never fun. So I got beat up pretty good. Thank God I didn't break anything, or she didn't break anything on me. I was trying to move her and her calf, and she's always been a nice old cow, but boy, that switch flipped really quick, and she had me on the ground. So, shoulders are tore up, chest hurts, and I think she stepped on my knee, and well, I know she stepped on my knee. So, but yeah, there's a lot to keep track on here. Looking at 4 different damn panels on here. Not very fun. Yeah, gosh dang it, I wish I could read that bottom. Doesn't everyone rotate crops for nutritional purposes? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then if you do constantly like corn on corn on corn all the time, rootworm, corn rootworm, can't talk now, comes in and it'll eat the roots out of your corn, and if you get a bad wind or something like that, it'll physically knock your corn over. So yeah, most guys do rotate crops nowadays, but some guys still don't. But then you got to put down special stuff to try to keep the. It just keeps basically it keeps the damn bugs and insects guessing on what's going to be there, and it takes them a while to migrate out of the there to go to another field, and it's just good practice. It puts down different residue, and we're no-till now. We don't touch it with a disc or anything unless we get like a bad washout in the hills or something like that. Okay, we'll do a walk around to the tractor here real quick. I'll get set up with my next row here. Oh, I might have enough fertilizer to run till dark. We'll just get straightened out here real quick. Kick it out of gear. Okay, turn off the vacuum. Turn off that. And engine speed down. Okay, unplug here. Show you what we got going on here. I can get the damn steering wheel out of the road. There we go. Yeah, that would be nice right about now. VR1. Budweiser something, I don't know. Okay, so the tractor. 7624 Massey Ferguson, 2014. Full case, almost damn near full case weights up front. Mechanical front wheel drive. So it is full drive. You can lock it in and out. Yeah, we used to grow wheat, G23. Definitely got some alfalfa. Dualed up for 30-inch rows. And this is John Deere 7000 bar, the actual toolbar itself. Those are the markers. We had to put a little bit of weight on here, homemade weight brackets. Getting into harder ground to keep that toolbar, because the toolbar is actually pretty light. It's not a Northman or a Degel. Maxi Merge Plus vacuum meter. It's not the old finger drives. Chain drive right off of there. When I rebuilt it, these went away. The arms, the Truvies right here, and it's got little scrapers on there to keep the dirt off. These right here are the row cleaners. It cleans all the trash out of the road. So that way it's got a clean shot to that. So that way you don't get a bunch of residue on the blade and the unit hops up and throws seed and doesn't put it down the trench. And these are your firming wheels right here. You can change the pressure with this. Set your gauge wheels with this. This is the actual box. Uh-oh. How low am I getting on seed? Hold on a second, fellers. I'll show you what the seed looks like. I'm starting to get pretty damn low. I don't know if I got enough to finish this tonight. And there's the seed. And it's going to be pretty damn close. It's about dark, and I'm going to be done. Anyway, 8 rows of this. That's the control unit. That runs off my radar right there, and that powers the bar to put the seed in the ground for the drives off underneath these seed boxes. That little guy underneath there, and there's your vacuum tube. Like I said, old school markers. We only use these when we're doing turn rows and stuff like that. But it works pretty good. My dad hadn't planted in like 10 years. We had my Uncle Mike would plant for us, and we do all his fertilizing. Then he decided he didn't want to plant for us anymore, so we quit fertilizing for him. And when I came back to the farm, that was the first piece of equipment I bought. Was that planter right there, and I set it up the way I wanted to. And like I said, I used to work for John Deere guy, and I had rebuilt planters a lot for customers. So I decided, now we got to turn our vacuum back on. That was the hydraulics. Vacuum. Spool the engine back up. Okay, now we're ready to plant. Go forward. Move the stick ahead just a little bit, get going. I have the auto steer connected. It's driving itself, and put her in the ground, and let's boogie. And we're off to the races again. See, she's telling me she's planting. So, yep, yeah, exactly, David. Falfalfa. Got the falfalfa. Well, yeah. I mean, this is pretty easy. But working cows this morning, that's hard work. Yeah, all this stuff is great when it works. Yesterday, this tractor was broke down. Speed sensor in the transmission. And there's two of them. Identical. Same sensor. One's on top, one's on bottom. For this IVT transmission, which stands for Infinitely Variable Transmission. No gears. The top sensor, you didn't have to drain all the hydraulic oil out of. If I was going to replace the bottom one, I was going to have to drain all the oil in the field, contain it, and fill it up with fresh oil. I had a 50-50 shot yesterday. We got both the sensors, and I replaced the top one first, fired it up, it went back into gear. Thank God. So I do have the other sensor, and I will have to replace that sensor because they said usually when the one goes out, the other one's not too far behind. I'm hoping it makes it through planting season. So I got lucky and didn't have to drain any oil out. And of course, I just replaced and put new transmission oil in this damn thing at the beginning of planting season. So yeah, that would have been a pain in the nuts. Dale Pogue, at least he does more than me running a forklift. Yeah, VR1, no gears. Don't ask me how it works. Because I know John Deere has it, Massey Ferguson, AGCO, well, underneath the AGCO umbrella, and then Case all has. I got it explained to me. I never got into any of the IVT transmissions when I was a tech for John Deere or working at that independent shop. So technically, if I wanted to go like the top speed on this thing, what is set out of the factory is 26 miles an hour. If I had the programmer, I could go into the program, take the high limit out of this thing, and I could literally go as fast as I wanted to with it. Oh, damn it, I screwed up. Ah. Gotta back up. Whoopsies. Damn it. Yes, exactly. Yeah, pretty much G23. It's about the same thing. Yeah, no, not a hydrostat. Nope, not a hydrostat. I mean, there's a couple of gears in there. There's a high-low range. That's what this little guy is. You got the little rabbit right there for the high gear. I mean, low gear, it'll only go 12 miles per hour in the low setting.
let's see. God, the sun's getting really bad in the windshield here. The chains, God, it's so hard to see the chain drive, but it says it's planning. So, yeah, steel belt CVT. Yeah. Like I said, I never had to work on an IVT transmission when I was a tech. So I was all in like the synchro ranges, quad ranges, power shifts, power quads, anywhere from 8-speed power shift all the way up to a 16-speed power shift. Yeah, exactly. G23. Yeah, because I know my brother's got a Dodge something or other with a CVT transmission, and it sucks. I'm sorry, but that thing's been a pile ever since my brother bought it. Something's wrong with the transmission, that's why they quit driving it. I haven't heard very good things out of those. Maybe people have had better luck with them, but the stories I've heard haven't been good. So, I don't know. Give me an old 4440 with a quad range, and I'm happy. This is actually too much for me, even though I know how to run all of it and was around it all the time. Just not. I don't know. Just give me an old 4000 series John Deere and this 8-row planter on a 4840 with a quad range in it, and I will plant corn all day long. I love 4000 series John Deere tractors. Yeah, we are getting to the short rows here, people. I might actually get this done before the frickin' sun goes down. Now, wouldn't that be nice? I could just be done with irrigated corn. And down. And there we go again. John Deere 4440s are great tractors. What are you driving now? Case IH, Alice. This is a Massey Ferguson. Oh, hi, Denny, by the way. Sorry, I didn't see you come in here. I was just reading the comment. 7624 IVT Massey Ferguson is what I'm driving right now. This isn't our big field tractor. I got an 8630 that we used to do heavy tillage with all the time, but we've gone to no-till. And, we don't field cultivate or hill or anything like that anymore unless we get a massive flood or something that just absolutely destroys the field, then we have to smooth it back out, and we will. But yeah, long live the John Deere 4440, as far as I'm concerned. Hope you're doing well tonight, Denny. I don't know if I'll be on Hillbillies tonight. Like I said, I'm running till dark on his podcast tonight because I'm going to try to get... I'm not that many rows over from getting into the dryland section, the dryland corner over there. Right about where that big tree is, that's kind of where the dryland corner's at. Because I've got an irrigated hybrid number in the boxes back here. Just for you guys that jumped in late, 8-row 7000 series John Deere bar with the MaxiMerge Plus row units on it. I did a little walk around to the tractor, the whole thing on the outside. God, I might just have enough fertilizer and seed just to get this finished.
God, that'd be nice. I could just get done with this and switch over to soybeans tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask on here. I'm just kind of out here by myself. You guys are actually doing me a favor. You guys are keeping me from losing my freaking mind just driving back and forth. So you guys are the ones that are keeping my sanity intact right now. Here and up. And I got a comment to read here just shortly. Where am I at? Okay, lock it in. Okay, steering. Auto steer is engaged. It's lined me up for my next pass. And there we go again. And we are planting. That is my mapping system and my auto steer setup. It's an ag leader, which I've had really good luck with. Between a John Deere mapping and an ag leader, I don't know. They're really intuitive, super easy to set up. They used to be complicated as fuck. Used to run a couple of MFs, including a combine when I worked for a neighbor. My family mostly. God, I wish I could get rid of that stupid link thing right there. I can't read the rest of it. Yeah, I'm not a big Massey fan. I never have been. I've always been a John Deere guy. That's what I grew up around. That's what all of our other tractors are, is John Deere. I've got a 7520, an 8630, a 4440. Well, I guess I have a Kitty Cat Caterpillar 926E front end loader with a GrabTech grapple on it that I use for dirt work and feeding hay and everything. So anyway, that's what I'm used to. I'm more of a Deere guy. Always have been, always will be. Dad picked this up, the Massey Ferguson brand new, for pretty damn good deal. I can't blame him. This thing, it's just all these tractors have so much electronic bullshit on them versus like a old 4440. You get in, you turn the key, it runs, and it works. My family mostly runs John Deere. Neighbors had MF. Had a MF that was a beast. What was the Massey Ferguson? There, Denny. Isn't there an X or close button for the referral link? Well, that's what I thought, and I pressed it a couple of times, and it just shoot the link up there and wouldn't shut down. Maybe I'll try it one more time. I got to turn around here pretty quick. We are getting into the short rows, or point rows, as some people call them. Okay, I'll try this again. One more. You son of a fill in the blank. I don't know. It's not letting me do anything. I don't know what the hell its problem is. Okay, hit the button on the floor to engage my auto steer and get ready to drop in 3, 2, 1, go. Fertilizer, and we're off to the races again. I might get this done before dark. Shit, wouldn't that be nice? Them John Deere's work well pulling blazers out of rivers, wink wink. Yeah, when you bury a 76 Chevy Blazer in a river, it does. Now, I wasn't even in the water. I got high centered on an island. That was the most kind of humiliating part of that. Yeah, I don't even know what this, was it a big 4-wheel drive or something, Denny? Or was it one of those V8 powered, when they had the muscle tractors back in the day? Not sure. I'd say 300 series. It's been a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got a John Deere 8630, big 8-wheel, 4-wheel drive, full-time 4-wheel drive tractor that we used to do a lot of tillage. Yeah, that was fun times. I keep on wanting to say your name, VR1, but I'll just leave it at that. I keep on wanting to say your name just because he's super good friend of mine out there, VR1. Worked on a lot of race cars and drank a lot of beer together back in the day. Lots. Oh, okay. This is my VR1 is my good friend Vic Jacobitz out there. He's probably about 45 minutes, an hour away from me, and we used to race at the Speed Bowl and Deschler and Junction Motor Speedway and Rising City, and man, we used to go. God, that one year it seemed like we went all over Hell's Bells racing. Big races, little races, it didn't matter. If there was a race somewhere, we'd pack up and we'd go. So, a lot of road time, but it was a blast. Okay, hit my button. Get on here. Okay, we're going. And plop. Back in the ground. And we're going again. So yeah, I might get this finished up tonight, fellas. I used to love this time of night on the tractor listening to tape. Yeah, see, and I don't have a station around here that carries that anymore, Denny. I always used to do that as a kid. I always listened to KC baseball when I was in the tractor, and now I don't have a station around here that frickin' carries them anymore. Yeah, definitely hard to see straight in the sun. I'm kind of angled away from it. I'm kind of on a southeast northwest slant, so it's not bad right now. Yep, party down. Yep, that's right. But Pat, embarrassing. Gosh dang it! Get freaking link. I can't even get it to go away. Sorry, somebody's gonna have to type something in before I can see what G23 actually. Pat embarrassing. Okay, Pat embarrassing. I watched a guy rip his rear end out of his 85 K5 Blazer mud. Ugh! I used to mud and I used to mud hard, but damn, I never went that hard. I used to mud drag with it. But the mud drags weren't so hard that it was like everybody was getting stuck. It was just enough to throw up some good mud, depending on the track. I don't know, I raced a lot of different tracks too, doing that. But yeah, ouch. Roached the rear end clear out of it. Yeah, and if I wasn't doing this live right now, I would probably be listening to some KC baseball just off my phone. Because yeah, I used to do that quite a bit when I was running late at night. Slow down. Hit it. Okay, we're up. Turn around. Yeah, shut up. There's the sun. It's bright. Okay, get one back up. Okay. Said there's the mapping and everything. And I'll show you guys here something real quick. And we're going again. See that curve on the left-hand side? That is the outer ring of the irrigated field that I'm in right now. So I'm getting really damn close. I'm just about fully into the turn rows right there. So I might be done in about next 15, 20 minutes, actually. Ain't that the truth? Radio stations don't carry much sports anymore. You almost have to stream it or to listen to it. Yeah, that's true, Denny, and that sucks. Because everything used to be on the radio. Yeah, and I'm not going to buy satellite just to listen to KC baseball, but most of the time I can get a station on my phone and stream it through my phone. So we told him that there was a tree stump in the mud pit in the hills, but he didn't want to listen to us youngsters. Oh boy, some people just don't listen, do they? We laughed and laughed and laughed. Yeah, I bet you did. Oh no, there's nothing out there. Okay, well, good luck. Whack. Yeah, when I thought you said rip the rear end out of it, I thought like he blew the rear end up. But no, he literally ripped the rear end out from underneath of his truck. That's even worse. Then you can't even limp the damn thing home in four-wheel drive. You just got the rear end hanging out the back. I know what I would have said at the time. Well, we all knew it was there. We told you and you didn't listen. We would have called him a dumbass. So you guys might actually get to finish the field up with me. And we're just about to the end already. Slow down. Fertilizer off. Pick it up. I don't think I've ever finished a field on anything on a stream before. Oh yeah, just a couple more passes, boys, and we've got her done. Just a couple more. Hold on a second. I'm getting. Oh shit. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, maybe 3 more passes, and we might have this done, fellas. Pat, you need Adams 88K5. I put 383 and 456 gears in that. That's how it'll get you out of trouble. Get you into trouble. Yeah. Well, my Blazer has got me into plenty enough trouble in the past. But yeah. And G23 says no. He tore it completely out. That's bad. Anyway, give you guys a shot of the planter back here, show you what I'm working on. Still an 8-row on 30 inches. There's the fertilizer pump right there. I don't know if you can see it through this dirty ass window. I'm gonna have to clean windows on this damn thing tomorrow. Starter fertilizer, which I think I'm gonna be out of seed and fertilizer all about the same time. Danny's plant-based life. I miss farming, but do not miss the dairy cow. No way in hell I do dairy cows. I think I'm married enough to crops and just beef cattle. Geez, dairy, you never get to go anywhere. But I'd give up the oil field in a heartbeat to go back. Couldn't afford to start again with today's prices and too late at my age. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, it's harder and harder to get into the farming gig. I got lucky on this end of farming. My dad still had all the ground, and It really wasn't, you know, and I didn't want the ground or anything to be sold. So that's why I quit. One of the many reasons I quit my wrenching job, working on heavy diesel stuff like combines, tractors, and everything, etc. Because I want my kids to be able to grow up with this, and hopefully maybe someday they'll be able to take it over. They lock us back in. Yeah, guys, I think this pass and one more, and I think I've got a lift here, fellas. So I may have just enough seed and enough fertilizer. There's like barely anything left in there. Installed, I had a S10 with a Ramjet 502 twin 88M turbos. Miss it. Holy Jesus. Could you put a big enough tire and enough weight in the rear end in that S10 to keep it planted to the ground there, G? Yeah, agreed, Denny. Actually, there used to be a dairy. A kid I grew up with, he was in the military. He moved back. His stepdad, had a dairy not too far from here. And, geez, they were married to that damn thing. I mean, literally, farming and ranching is bad enough, but dairy life is like, holy shit. Yep, exactly. They're just days on a calendar. It doesn't matter. You can't. Milking morning and night. That's just, yeah, it's just a lot of time and a lot of effort, because then you're putting up, and they put up their own hay and everything too. On top of that, they did, and sold some hay on the side. All right, boys, last pass. See that little white thin strip right there? That is the last pass. And we will be done for the night. And drop. All right. It looks like we're going to look at, I thought I was going to be short on seed corn, but milk cows when I was growing up as a kid hated it. Yeah. Yeah. My dad did too. I didn't know if you knew that, Vic, but they actually sold milk on top of everything else. They had an actual milking barn with the stanchions and everything. It wasn't just for the family. They sold it in town. So, yeah, exactly. You don't have a social life. You're married to them damn cows. Beef cattle are bad enough. I wouldn't want to do the dairy. I mean, hats off to the guys that do, though. Hats off to them. I couldn't do it. I like to have a little bit of free time here and there. And boys, there we go. That does it. 230 acres of irrigated corn in the ground so far. It was a 9-second truck. I wanted to put a 702 mountain motor in it with the twin 88mm turbos. I would have had to add weight to the front and rear end to keep it all on the ground. You think? Wow, that's nuts. We milked about 350 cows a day with one set milked 3 times a day, and we did our own hay, oats, Sudan grass, corn, etc. Never stopped working. Yeah. Yeah, you never stop working if you have dairy cows. So, but anywho, fellas, as soon as I get back to the feed yard, I'm going to lose the feed. So, anywho, I want to thank all of you. Yeah, sun's just about ready to go down too. So perfect timing. I want to thank everybody for coming out and keeping my sanity intact. Better turn on my hazards. I'm getting on the road here. So yeah, want to thank everybody for coming out and didn't show too much of my ugly mug. Wow, I'm driving straight into the damn sun. I can't see shit. And like I said, I hadn't done a tractor yet this year, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do one. So anyway, I'm going to shut her down. Thank you all. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Rich, everybody for coming along with me. And yeah, go on over to Hillbillies tonight, 9 o'clock. Hillbilly Nation over there. And yeah, we will see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a safe day. Stay safe. And carry your weapon. Good night, everybody.